This is in response to Taylor's Swifty 13. Um, she sent some messages in regards to a video I posted a few weeks ago called Satanism versus Christianity. Um, Basically, I just wanted to let you know that I'm not judging you. I'm just letting people know that there are those who do judge, even though it does go against their word, the Bible. Um, Basically, most of the responses I get, either in person, on Facebook, even a couple here on YouTube, have been met with fear, anger, judgment, or judgmental bias, and yes, even hostility. One person even said that people like me should be run over and dragged 60 miles. That's fear, and it's being judgmental. Now, I'm not saying everybody is like that. Some people actually have an open mind, and I'm not saying that you are that way. But what I'm saying in this video is that there are people like that. As for me ripping up a Christian Bible, that was a personal matter between me and the church that I was at. Yes, I have my issues with God, but that's between him and I. Now, Satanism is basically a term that we call ourselves, as in Satanism. We're Satanists. It does not mean that we serve Satan. It does not mean that we consider him an active being. The church basically that I went to basically sits there and blames everything that goes wrong in one's life on the devil. And if it doesn't go their way, it's God's will. And if you get it, it's God's will. Well, guess what? It's God's will either way, and if it's something that you don't like, well, you blame it on the devil. But But my point is this: you may not have liked that video. What little you saw of it. But if you had watched the rest of it, you would have noticed that I have compared not only Christianity, but also Satanism, paganism, and Wicca, as well as a few others. Now, because you didn't, you jumped to conclusion, which is technically judging. But it's alright. You're young, and you're prone to mistakes. And it's alright. We all make mistakes. Even me, as a satanic magus. Now, I'm a self-proclaimed satanic warlock who studies all forms of witchcraft and magics. I've made my fair share of mistakes. Taylor's Swifty 13. But to get where I am, or to where I am now, I should say, I've learned a lot of hard lessons. I've been judged through my family, the way I look, to what I practice, even to the way I talk. So, with that said, I don't expect everybody to agree with what I've said. I do not expect that everybody will like what I've said. Christian, pagan, Wiccan, or even other Satanists, for that matter. However, what I am trying to do is breach that gap that the Roman Catholic Church created out of fear, trying to force their religion down other people's throats. I've seen it firsthand with modern Christians today. You know, you wear one of these, a pentagram, or in my case, a inverted pentagram, which is also known as the Goat of Mendes, or the Sabbatic Goat, and people judge you. They say, well, that's of the devil. Really? Look at the Old Testament. I talked to one of the sisters today at that church that I went to. She actually had to think about it. I said, think about it this way. You sit there and say, well, if you're not with God, or for God, you're going to hell. Well, guess what? Where in the Old Testament does it say that there's a hell? It doesn't. But it does say that there's a hell in the New Testament. But yet the Old Testament is full of magics and mystics. And the New Testament, well, they condemn it as of the devil. She had to think about it. Same thing with the Trinity, the Trinitarian point of view on the Godhead. But most people aren't willing to learn or read other points of views. Now, I'm not saying that you're like that, but it's more of a fact that if you're willing to learn and grow, cool. If you're willing to get past that stage of, well, we're right and you're wrong, and respect people in their faiths, in their religions, that's a good thing. However, condemning people for not believing in the one true God, your God, well, that's force-feeding, and it's manipulating. We as Satanists don't delude ourselves with pretending to like each other's gods, or deities for that matter. But we do believe in Satan. We do believe in a form of Satan. It could be, some will think of him as the inner demons, like, say, alcoholism or drug addiction. You know, others will see it as a physical entity that you can reach out and touch. Others will see him as a spirit, like God. Others will believe that he is God. It's the same thing. It's just different deities, different forms. So, I just wanted to clear that up and try to help you understand about your response to that video. So, have a good night.